you're strong. And in the next 60 minutes, you're going to get even stronger. It's true. Are you going to choose? It's a choice. Are you going to choose to just sit on the couch and do nothing? Or are you going to get up and move and do your yoga? You could do your yoga from a chair too. So there's a little compromise. But whatever you do, get up and do something. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. This is where you have a no stress zone. Nobody's looking at you. Nobody's judging you. Ooh, don't even judge yourself. Get up, move, enjoy your yoga. Move to feel better. That's all you got to do. Today's our Fun Friday class. We call this Yoga Plus. It's yoga plus barre plus Pilates plus some hand weights. So a little bit of everything to just make you, that S word, to make you stronger. Every day of the week I practice. I do something different every single day. And check us out. We go from restorative to a vinyasa practice to the one today. Everyone is different, but everyone you can do, because the bottom of the screen says, do what's right for your body. That's what you want to do. Never hurt yourself. If something hurts, back out of it. Don't do it. Take it to a lesser percentage or skip it altogether. You know what's best for you. Don't hurt. If something's just uncomfortable, break through that threshold, breathe through it, figure out what is right for you, but don't hurt yourself. All right, so today's practice is a strength practice. You're gonna get stronger with this practice, and the word for the day is also the S word, strength. Strength means, using that vigor and that courage to get together, to make you improve, to make you stronger, to make you able to do more things. It doesn't matter what you do so much on your mat. What matters is what you do off of your mat. Those other 23 hours of the day. 1 hour long practice. Do what you can. Maybe it's only 10 minutes, totally fine. Do what you can with what you got and be happy for the strength that you are improving. All right, today's props. The usual props we have are a couple of yoga blocks and a strap, an eye shade to cover your eyes for final shavasana, or a little hand towel. Those are the usual things. Today we're adding in a mobility ball, a stability ball. It's this little ball. I don't think, oh gosh, I didn't inflate it enough. That's what you want to do. You want to have it pretty much not inflated at all. I mean, it's maybe 70% inflated. The idea is to create an unstable surface to create greater strength and deeper core activation in your muscles. So have that. If you don't have it, we can still do the practice. Also, a couple little hand weights are a good thing to have. If you don't have those, grab a couple of water bottles. It's all good. All right, I'm going to start with the block and the ball. I'm going to come on up to a standing position, and we're going to do our little warm-up. All right, so here's the deal. Let's grab the ball. Lock in a stress number, grab the ball, place it up between your thighs and give it a squeeze. Helps you be more stable. What else helps you be more stable is having a chair nearby. Maybe you want to have that. Stress number on a scale of 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 5. Pick a number where your stress is right now and remember it, because we're going to come back to it at the end of the practice. Maybe you want to measure your stiffness. Maybe you want to measure just how you're feeling in your head. Whatever it is, think of frowny face to smiley face at the doctor's office and give it a number. We'll come back. Let's get the blood flowing here. Put your hands on your hips, squeeze your elbows back, squeeze the ball with your thighs good and tight, and then start to lift up into your toes. We call this our confidence stance. So lift on up onto the balls of the feet. Elbows are back and down, chest is lifted, and you are breathing deeply. In through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Try to keep your heels behind your toes as best you can. And focus upward. Maybe look to where the ceiling and the wall meet. And imagine a string right through the center of your head, pulling you up, up, up to the sky. So you're activating your feet, your ankles, just waking them up, your foundation. All right, let's come on up, rise on up to the balls of your feet and hold it here. Squeeze the ball, it helps you stay stable. Send your elbows back a little bit more and send your shoulders away from your ears a little bit more and hold on. Place your feet down. Now lift your toes up and give them a wiggle off of the mat. Plant your feet, lift your arms high up to the sky, reach through your fingertips in what's called an extended mountain pose. Tip your chest up a little higher to the sky as well. A bend in your elbows might be a nice compromise, or you may be seated in your chair. Totally good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften. From this extended mountain pose, let's be a palm tree. So take your fingers and interlace them. Send your palms up to the sky, elbows bent or straight, and then start to sway from side to side. As you sway from side to side, feel the nice stretch in your side body. And if you don't like interlaced fingers, just reach your arms to one side, then reach them to the other. Maybe one arm comes down your thigh and the other arm reaches and stretches to the side of the room. You come back up, you take it to the other side. Whatever works, works. Appreciate what you're doing. All right, so there's your gentle palm tree pose. Place your hands at your low back, push your hands into your low back, squeeze your elbows back towards your spine, look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet, maybe look a little higher or higher, even more so, up, up, up to the sky, pushing your belly forward, then fold forward. Exhale the air out of your lungs. Let your arms come down and hang toward the earth. Squeeze the ball, you're stable and strong. Arms, wiggle them. Head, wiggle it. Tuck your chin towards your chest as the crown of your head comes toward the earth. Wiggle your bottom and just loosen up here. Maybe a little bend in your knees feels good. And breathe. And if you're seated in a chair, totally good. You can bend your at the waist and let your chest come towards your thighs. Just loosen up and breathe. Slowly roll your spine up one vertebra at a time and come on up to standing. Tee out your arms and draw some arm circles to the back of the room. Put a little bend in your knees and hold it like you're in a little bit of a chair pose. If you really want to challenge your balance, pop on up to the balls of the feet, drawing circles in the shoulders. The main focus here is the shoulders. Everything else is secondary. All right, so we're drawing big circles with the arms. Maybe the feet are planted and you just want to focus more deeply on the shoulders. Take the shoulders in the other direction. Circle. And maybe the circles aren't so big. Totally fine. We just want to wake up the shoulders a little bit for our weights later on. Come on back up to standing. Arms down by your sides. Lengthen up through your spine. Chest is lifted. Shoulders are back and down. Big coat swing. Twist from side to side. Tap your hips with your arms, which are loose. You don't even have to think about that because your arms are so loose. When you do that twist, the arms are just slapping one hip and your bottom. Then the other side. Twist. Look over your shoulder. Get your neck going too. And when you're ready, slow it on down. Come back to the midline of your body. Let's do ragdoll pose. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Hinge forward. And if you don't have that ball between your thighs, bring your feet hip width distance. That's 2 fist widths. You're down here so you can measure. Then bring your hands to opposite elbows. Bend your knees a little bit and let the crown of your head hang toward the earth. Just hang here for a second. Think of a rag doll. It's just hanging loose, right? Start to sway one elbow to one side, then the other elbow toward the other side as you loosen up in your low back. Breathe in, breathe out. Let it go. Finish up in your ragdoll pose. Come back to the midline of your body. Release your fingertips toward the earth and then roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Remove the ball, you can ditch it, and then grab your block. Let your block be at its stable height. All right, let's start with stretching out the foot. So bring the ball of the foot onto the edge of your block. Bring your heel down toward the earth, doesn't have to touch. Feel the big stretch, in your calf. Hold it here, then switch it. Other foot, ball of that foot goes onto the edge of the block. And you press your heel toward the earth, or touch the earth, whatever works. All right, just a little confidence builder here. You did that confidence stance, right? Kind of like Superman in the beginning. This block, step up onto it. Step up onto it with one foot, maybe both feet, and just stand here. Just stand. Let the ball of your foot be at the top edge of your mat, and curl your toes down and lift them. Curl them down and lift them. And just curl the toes up and down. And maybe you just want to stand on the block. Or maybe you don't want to stand on the block. Totally fine. We're just going to build our confidence with being elevated slightly. And the block is nice because it conforms to your foot a little bit. All right, step off Remove the block, let it be, come back to your extended mountain. Take a baby back bend with the arms extended, and then exhale, fold forward. As you fold forward, bring your hands down to the mat, bend your knees, and come into your child's pose. All right, for this child's pose today, take the ball to the top of the mat. Knees can be together, big toes touching, hips back towards your heels, or hips sit on your heels. Arms can be long down by your sides. A block can be under your forehead to support your head here. You want to lengthen through your spine. You can have no block at all and bring your forehead down, down, down to your mat. Fingers reach to the back of your mat. The option for this pose is a wide-legged child's pose. Knees spread wide, big toes touch, your hips are still going to go back. You could put the block under your forehead or no block at all. The ball that was at the top of your mat, maybe put your hands on it and roll it around. Just, a little bit left to right. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Sigh it out, let it go. Now what you can do here is close your lips and then start to breathe in and out of your nose. That'll help you build heat in your body and help you stay focused on your body. And your breath, paying attention. If the breath becomes shallow, it means you're working too hard. Back out of it a little bit. Have nice, deep, long breaths. It'll keep you calm inside. All right, still the ball, push it even farther toward the top of your mat. Send your hips even farther toward the back of your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. When you're ready, let's take our tabletop position. So bend your knees, have your knees under your hips and your wrists under your shoulders. Press into your hands, lengthen through your spine, and hold on here in your neutral tabletop. Let's take our hands now and flip your hands so that your fingertips are back towards your knees and your forearms are facing the top of the mat. Fingers are spread wide. Start to move your bottom from side to side as you feel a good feeling, I hope it's a good feeling, in your forearms. You can send your bottom a little more back towards your heels. Just feel that stretch in your forearm. Breathe in, breathe out. Stretching is good. Feels so good, doesn't it? Helps you move. The stretching is what makes you mobile and flexible. All right, so that feels pretty good. Let's finish up. Let's come out of it. Bring your fingers back to a natural position and just kind of like wiggle your fingers like they're on a keyboard and just feel the tingles go away in the forearms. Circle your wrists and come back to your neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes towards your shins and have a seat on your heels in your toes pose. All right, so here's what you can do. You could sit on a block, a full-size block, a half-size block, whatever you like. Have a seat on the block or just have a seat on your heels. You can place your hands on your thighs or send your arms up to the sky. Take a little back bend. Let your arms float down. Bring your hands behind your low back and reach for opposite elbow creases. Soften in the shoulders and hold on here. If you're in pain, come out of it. Take it to a lesser percentage. If it's just uncomfortable, breathe through it. Take a breath in and a breath out. Release your hands, take an ankle pose. Hands come down to the mat, tops of your feet come onto your mat. Walk your hands on back. You could use the blocks to bring the ground up to you. You're seated on your feet. Now let your knees come up. It kind of helps to push into those blocks to get the knees up. With the knees up, hands to prayer center. Lengthen up through your spine and hold on here. Find your balance. Close your eyes if you want to challenge your balance. Build strength in the feet and the ankles. Let's go back to the toes pose. Tuck your toes under, have a seat. 26 different bones, 33 different joints, 19 muscles, and over 107 ligaments are working down there to keep you strong. I'm gonna reach for my arms and elbows again in my ragdoll-like pose in my arms. Breathe here, soften in the feet. Ankle pose, come down onto the tops of your feet. Sit on back, let the knees come up, but keep them together. Hands to prayer center. Tell yourself something positive about you. I am strong would be a good one today. Or I am building strength. Every pose builds strength. Hold on here. Know that your ankles and your feet are experiencing that full range of motion. So good. All right, let's come back to a neutral tabletop. Let's lift our feet up. Squeeze and scrunch your toes. Circle the ankles in both directions. Tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Cat, cow pose. Press into your mat, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest and your tailbone under, arching your back to the sky. Inhale, cow, tailbone and crown of the head lift. Continue. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Moving your spine, getting it going, moving. Breathe in, breathe out. Belly button goes to the spine on the exhales. Tailbone and crown of the head really lift on cow as you're inhaling. And then we'll finish neutral tabletop. Extend the right leg long, push the ball of the foot into the mat. Lift the right leg up, bend the right knee, cat pulling its tail. Press into your hands and stay right here if you want, maybe little kicks to your bottom. I'm going to take my opposite hand, my left hand, and reach around and capture my right foot. I'm going to kick into my right hand. I'm going to feel my left collarbone opening up, and I'm going to turn to the left. Maybe look over your shoulder or as far as feels good. Push hard into the ground, it helps. Hand comes down, knee comes down, other side. Adjust in your neutral tabletop. Lift your left leg. Bend the left knee. The right arm this time reaches around and grabs that foot. Kick into the hand. Feel the right collarbone opening up as you look to the right. Breathe. Ooh, cat pulling its tail. When you're ready, hand comes down, knee comes down. Let's do bird dog. Before we do that, let's do one cycle of cat-cow to even out. Chin to your chest, tailbone under. Bring everything back to the midline. Crown of the head lifts, tailbone lifts. There's your cow. Neutral tabletop. Bird dog. All right. Bird dog is a big stretch of the spine. It's also a balancing pose. We're going to make it more of a challenge by being on this ball, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm going to place the ball under my right knee. I'm going to press into my hands. I'm going to tuck my right toes toward my shins. There's a little bit of a kickstand. Lifting the left leg, extending the left leg long, pulling through the heel of the left foot, lengthening, finding as much length in that left leg as I can. Right arm is going to reach long to the top of the mat, and I'm going to stretch it out. Then I'm going to bend the right elbow and left knee and have them touch under the belly button. Maybe do it a couple times, 1, 2, 3, whatever, however many times you want, and then reach and stretch, find length. Hand comes down, knee comes down, switch the ball to the other side. Ball goes under the left knee. Press into your hands, toes are drawn towards your shin. Left leg lifts, left leg extends. Feel the compression in your low back here. Draw your right toes towards your shin. Lengthen through that leg. Have the leg at about hip height, so you have like one straight line. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Extend the left arm long. Hold it here, and then elbow to knee. Once, twice, maybe 3 times, whatever works. Stretch it out and then finish. Hand comes down, both knees come down. Send your knees wide. Wide-legged child's pose. Arms reach long. Your chest sinks down toward the earth. Breathe in, breathe out. When you're ready, come back to a neutral tabletop. Take the ball. Let's do fire hydrant and donkey kick. Now, how are your wrists doing? We're on our wrists a lot here. Maybe you bend or fold your mat in half several times to create more padding for your wrists. Maybe you place your hands into fists. Maybe you take this pose down on your forearms. All good options. I'm going to place the ball behind my right knee, and then I'm going to start to lift my leg to the side of the room. Now, this is your fire hydrant pose. In this pose, you're working your glutes. Feeling that good joint in your hip, right? So little dogs with little lifts, big dogs with bigger lifts, it's all good. Just get that hip moving. Lift the leg all the way up and then pulse it up, up, up. Try to get your ankle higher than your knee as you pulse the leg up, up, up. Let's finish. Hover the right knee next to the left. Send the right leg back like you're gonna go back to that bird dog pose, but keep the knee bent because you got the ball back there. Bring the knee to about hip height. Now remember, it's further away than you think. Lift it even higher. You start to feel a little bit of a stretch in your right hip flexors. Push into the earth. Start to kick the ball in toward your bottom for your donkey kick. Lengthen through your spine. Push the earth away. Feel the strengthening happening in your glutes. So our foundation is strong. We did lots of stuff for it. We're working the low body now. Got it all stretched out with that wide-legged child's pose. Now we're working the strength in those big muscles in the low body. Hug your heel in toward your bottom and then pulse the foot up to the sky. Maybe pulse it a little higher. Don't get complacent and let the knee start to come down. Keep it up. Keep it up. Pulse it up. Check out your hips. Try to keep them equal distant to the mat. Pulse. Keep your spine long. You got it. When you're ready, hover the right knee next to the left. Place the right knee down and we'll take it to the other side. Remember, if you don't have a ball to place behind your knee, totally fine. You put the block back there or nothing at all, don't worry about it. All right, let's start to go into our fire hydrant kick. Lift and lower that leg to what feels right for you. Keep the ankle maybe higher than the knee. What's gonna feel really good is when we're done with this, we're gonna go into a wide-legged child's pose. So that'll be the reward. But your yoga is a reward. Think, I get to do my yoga, not I have to do my yoga. Lift the leg up high, pulse it up, pulse it up. Dial the left hip down a little bit more. Ooh, make it hard, make it work for you. And when you're ready, oh my goodness, I'm ready. Let's hover the left knee next to the right. Send the left knee back to about hip height. When you're ready, start to pulse that ball in as you kick, kick, kick toward your bottom. I gotta dial my left hip down here, lengthen through my spine, keep it kicking. You feel like you're working the left side, but you feel it in the right side, don't you? All right, squeeze that ball, hug it in good and tight, lift the knee a smidge higher, and then pulse the foot up to the sky. Pulse it up, stay good and strong. Sometimes we do this pose using a chair and standing. That's a fine option too. They're both really intense. Lengthen through your spine a little bit more. Push the earth away with not only your two hands, but that right foot. Keep the left leg pulsing and then finish. Hover the left knee next to the right. Just know and sense how good that child's pose is gonna feel right about now. Bring the knee down, knees spread wide. Maybe the ball to the top of the mat, big toes touch, hips sink back, enjoy the journey. Hips sink back towards your heels, arms reach long to the top of your mat. Maybe place them on the ball and sink your head down. You can move the ball a little bit this way and that. Soften in your jaws if your teeth are touching. Appreciate what you got, because what you got is enough. All right, when you're ready, come on up. We're gonna do a plank. Okay, planks. Planks are so good for overall building strength. You know that. Lots of ways to do it. You can do a plank. Perhaps you're new to planking. Lie on your back, send your hands up to the sky, and imagine the ceiling is the ground. Think plank. You could stand up next to a wall, push the wall away, step your feet back, and get more strength going in your arms. What I'm gonna do today for my plank is I'm gonna place this ball between my thighs. You can do the same thing or no ball at all. You can come from your neutral tabletop, walk your arms forward and hinge your weight forward. You can put a towel under your knees. Press into your arms, press into your hands, and stay long here. Think of your body as a plank, nice and flat, but you can be on your knees. Another option, come down to your forearms parallel to each other. Step your knees back a little bit and hang on here by being on your knees. Tuck your toes towards your shins, pop on up and hold it right here. Totally fine in a dolphin plank. I'm gonna take this plank into a high plank. I'm gonna press into my hands. I'm gonna send my legs long, shoulders over my wrists. Let's set a timer. All right, so for this timer, here we go. 1 minute timer, press into your hands. Make sure your back is nice and flat. We're not in a down dog here. Press into the earth, shoulders over your wrists, feet are hip width distance apart. The ball helps stabilize you. The timer on the screen helps you if you want to keep track of how far you've come and progressed. We are 15 seconds in. We are almost 30 seconds in. You've got this. Hold on, stay strong. Hold it, and if you want to, you could come into a down dog to take a little break. That's sending your hips high. You could come to your knees if you want, that's fine too. But reinvigorate here, recharge. You got 20 seconds to go. Push into it, hold on strong. You can do it, you've done harder things than this. Push into the earth. Back is straight, 10 seconds to go. Come on, you're strong. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're done. Come down to your knees, grab a drink of water. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't have any water. Whew. Okay, all right, so there's your plank today. I might just sneak in another plank later, we shall see. All right, grab the ball, come onto your back, place the ball behind your low back. Lean on back. If you don't have a ball, come all the way down to your back. All right, so I'm gonna bend my knees, soles of the feet are on my mat. I'm gonna bring my feet a little wider, hip width distance apart. I'm gonna take my hands in between my legs and act as if you're giving a gift to someone. Little teeny pulses up and back. Push your hands into the block. Strong, here, little pulses, not very big, you got it. Ooh, and if you're reclined, or if you prefer, you could do the Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. Remember that? If you're fully reclined, you could bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet together to touch. Knees open wide. Make your arms look like your legs by bending your elbows, placing your fingers lightly at your temples. And then with each exhale, you lift up a little, and inhale, you come down. All right, so I'm pulsing to the front. Now I'm gonna reach to the right, as if I'm handing that gift to someone. So I got a twist going on. Here we go. We got it. Breathe. Handing that gift, little pulses. Now don't let the bounce get you going. Just have that ball there. It's just a reminder. That's how far you want to go down, and then lift. Back to center, just for a couple. Then take it to the left side and reach. If you don't have a block, you know, it's no big deal. You're just reaching, maybe twisting a little farther. You got it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Little pulses, you're strong. If you're lying down, or even if you're here on the ball, you could bring your fingers to your temples and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. When you're ready, come on up to seated. Remove the ball. Come all the way down to your back. Hands to prayer center. Slowly recline all the way down. Let's do a bicycle pose. All right, for your bicycle, if you're new to bicycling, take it easy. Maybe keep your shoulders down and bend your knees. Maybe take your fingers lightly to your temples. Lift on up with an exhale and twist each elbow toward an opposite knee. Just a little twist there. If you'd like to ride a recumbent bike, keep your shoulders down. Knees lift, knees are over your hips. Draw your toes towards your shins and ride your bike through your heels. Ooh, it makes you feel your tailbone really plugged in to the earth. You can put it all together by peeling your shoulders up and having opposite elbows work toward opposite knees as you pedal. Another variation would be to straighten your legs and scissor kick them. Finish, legs go long, arms go high overhead, stretch it out, stick pose, point your toes this time, feeling a stretch in the front of your hips. Fingers or hands are touching, fingers are reaching to the top of your mat. Float your arms down by your sides. Uh-oh, you know where this is going. All right, legs are long on your mat, arms are long down by your sides, shoulders away from your ears. Pilates 100s. You can do lots of layers here. Hands can lift and you can pat the ground. Maybe shoulders lift a little bit, keeping your chin up toward the sky. You're not looking down toward your feet, you're looking up toward the sky. Maybe one leg lifts or the other or both. Breathe. Shoulders away from the ears. You decide how you want to do this. Maybe you keep the shoulders down and lift the legs. Pulse the hands to the earth. Play with your legs. Maybe lift them a little higher. Maybe bring them a little lower. Shoulders, maybe lift a little higher. Maybe go a little lower. Breathe. Whatever you do, keep the shoulders away from the ears. Think of magnets in your fingertips, drawing them toward the bottom of the mat. Breathe. Hundreds. You do however many you want. Don't bother counting. Do what feels right. Hold it as long as feels good. Joseph Pilates would be very proud of you. When you're ready, let's finish. Come all the way down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's send both legs up to the sky. Hands to your hips, point your toes. Draw little circles with your toes on the ceiling. Maybe make the circles a little bit bigger. Maybe tee out your arms if that helps you feel more balanced, or keep them down by your sides. Find whatever is the right pose for you. All right, so I've got a circle I'm drawing on the ceiling that's about the size of a basketball, maybe a little bigger. I'm going to take it in the opposite direction. And I'm going to decrease the size of the circle. And I'm just going to enjoy the feeling of my low back on this mat. It's just plugged in, feeling real good. Take the circle smaller still. Feet are lifted, draw your toes towards your shins. Let your left leg float down. Really slowly, float it on down to the earth. It's not there yet, keep it going down good and slow. Once that heel touches down, point the right toes. Draw little circles with this single leg. All right, hands on your hips. Teed out, whatever feels good balance-wise. Little circles become bigger, bigger, bigger. Big circle in the opposite direction, then becomes smaller, smaller, smaller. Finish with the leg up toward the sky. Draw the toes toward the shin, bend the knee, and hug the knee in with interlaced fingers. You could use your towel if you want, if your arms are a little short, or just peel up. Hug your knee in. Hug your knee in, and then let the knee come out to the side of the room. Bring the knee out, out, out. And then bring the knee back to a natural position. Extend the right leg long. Right leg is long on your mat, toes drawn towards your shins. Right hip flexor feels good and strong. Left leg lifts, single leg circles. Point your left toes, flex the right foot. Draw little circles here on the ceiling. Make the circles a little bit bigger. Then make the circles big in the opposite direction. Start to decrease the size of your circle. And get it nice and small, almost like the size of a marble. How's that? When you're ready, let the left foot float on down. Left foot floats on down. Both heels touch down. Hug the left knee in. Hug it in with your hands underneath the knee. Hug it in, and then open it up to the left side. Open it up. We did a wide-legged child's pose. You can do this. This is just like the inverse, right? Slowly bring the knee back to a natural position. Extend the left leg long. Bend both knees. Hug them up towards your chest. Left hand under left knee, right hand under right knee. Hug them up good and strong. Send your legs long, boat pose. Boat pose, legs are lifted. Come on up to your forearms, elbows under your shoulders, and hold it here. Hold it here, and now let's do paddle boat. So go ahead and flicker, like, what do you call them? Flutter kicks in football, right? Bring them on down toward the earth, little flutters. Bring them on up, bigger flutters. Bring them up to what is right. And then bring them on down. Motorboat. That's what I want to say. It's not a rowboat, it's a motorboat. Bring your heels on, or toes on down and just flutter them. Bring them on up. Flutter them on up. Woo! And bring them on back down. Bring them down to about a 45-degree angle. Then press on up into your arms. Take your hands behind your knees. Hold on here in a boat pose. Have your back nice and flat. Hold it here, strong core. Maybe release your hands and reach towards your pinky toes. Maybe reach up toward the sky. Maybe hands to prayer center. Bend your knees, bring them on down. Heels are down, send your legs long. Lift your arms up to the sky, lengthen. Exhale, fold in half. Work your hands towards your feet, your ankles, shins, whatever. Hug your knees in. Inhale, lengthen. Whoo, exhale, fold. When you're ready, come on up, shoulders over your hips. Find your 2 blocks, and let's come into a lunge. All right, so come to your knees, standing on your knees. Bring your blocks by your sides. Send your right leg forward, knee over ankle. Press into your blocks, send your left leg long. Put the towel under your knee maybe. Nice big stretch in your left hip flexor. Come on up, shoulders over your hips, arms go high. Take a baby back bend, hands back to prayer center as your shoulders come over your hips, and hold it here. Maybe interlace your fingers, press into your right front thigh, pushing the knee forward, feeling a big stretch in your left hip flexor. Hold on to the blocks now, and then straighten your right leg and just move the right leg forward and back. And you can take it as far as you like. Maybe walk back with the blocks, bringing your bottom onto your left heel, and then walk the blocks forward, and then coming back again. Challenge your balance, strong core, no blocks at all. Forward and back. Forward and back. And then when you're ready, come back to a standing on your knees position. Left foot goes forward, knee over ankle. Reintroduce your blocks so you can really get that good stretch in your right hip. Blocks are on your mat. Right leg goes long this time. Woo, I feel it right in the hip flexors. That's where you want to feel it. Maybe come on up, shoulders over your hips, hold it here. Maybe arms lift, and it's totally fine if you're staying with your hands on the blocks. Arms can lift, baby back bend. Hands to prayer center, positive mantra time. I am strong. Interlace fingers, push the inner left thigh forward. Breathe, you got it. Stay here if you want. Or use those blocks to start to straighten the leg and rebend it. Left leg is straightening and rebending. Maybe bring your bottom back to your right heel. Walk it more forward. Back and forth. You got it. Maybe no blocks at all as you challenge your balance here. Maybe hands to prayer center. You got it. And then we'll finish. This time, come back to a standing on that one knee. Left foot is forward. We're gonna sweep the right foot forward to meet the left. Come on up to standing. Find your 2 weights and let's stand up. All right, so with these blocks or the weights, bring them to your shoulders. Elbows hugged in. Lift the weights up to the sky. Palms are toward your ears, lifting and lowering. Maybe you're doing one weight at a time, totally good. Focus. Think of strength in your arms and your upper body. No negative thoughts here. If you're lifting water bottles, good for you. Breathe. Doesn't have to be hard to work. It's consistency that makes it work. So you're lifting up the weights. We're gonna bring the weights now to our shoulders. Turn your arms so your palms are forward. Bring your elbows to about hip height. Bring your forearms parallel to the side of the room and do little pulses in this like cactus pose, or let's call it our goalpost arms pose. Little pulses up. Breathe. You're strong. Stay strong. Don't quit. You know, if you have to take a break, take a break. Put your arms down for a breath or 2 and then get back in the game. Little lifts, little lowers. Maybe you want to shake it up a little bit and alternate them. You're strong. Keep lifting. Now lift the weights up straight to the sky. Bend your elbows, keeping the elbows at about shoulder height. Bring the weights to about your shoulders and lift to the sky and then to the shoulders. Lift and to the shoulders. Lift and to the shoulders. Breathe. You got it. You're strong. Stay strong. Don't quit. Don't give up. Breaks are fine though. Lift the weights up high to the sky. Bring the weights together overhead. Maybe you ditch one weight and are only doing one weight at a time. Bring your elbows towards your ears and then bend the elbows so they go up toward the sky and the weights are down by your neck. You're going to lift them and lower them here. breathe, strong arms. Keep lifting. Don't quit. I posted an article in our group on Facebook. The group is called Friends of 316 Yoga. And what you can do is check it out. The article, just ask to join and I'll bring you in the group. The article, and in the group, I post articles about what we're doing. And today's is about strength and building strength and how important it is. Your plank is so important. Your weights are so important. Don't quit, don't give up. But let's do quit with this tricep exercise. Bring your weights down by your sides. Let your shoulders relax. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Bring your hands forward, palms face up. Little teeny pulses here or alternate. Think of serving a tray of St. Patrick's Day cookies. Think of serving a tray. Little pulses, little pulses. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Flip your hands so their palms are face down. Little teeny pulses here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Go back to palms up and pulse them up. Now tee out your arms. Bring your palms face down and pulse them down here. Oh, breathe. All right, one more thing with the weights. Bring your arms and weights down by your sides. Let the weights feel good for your shoulders. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's do drinking bird. All right, let's start by looking forward. Then bend your elbows. Bring the weights, your forearms parallel to each other, and the weights are in your hands. Put a little bend in your knees, but keep your gaze forward. Little space between your knees, maybe even put the ball between your thighs to feel better and more stable. Pop on up to the balls of the feet, but don't start to be like on a diving board ready to dive into a pool. Keep your gaze forward. Sink a little bit lower here. Then send your arms straight to the back of the room. Bend your elbows, drawing the end of that weight toward your armpit, and then extend. Extend and bend, finding your balance in your legs. Totally fine. You want to put your feet down. I'm going to extend my arms long toward the back of the room. I'm going to pulse the weights up toward the sky. I'm going to stay on the balls of my feet, but coming down onto your feet is fine. I'm going to pulse the weights in toward my low back now, opening up through my chest. A pose that is a little bit feeling like fish pose when we're on our blocks doing that. All right, let's finish. Weights down by your sides, straighten up, heels come down. You're done with your weights for today. Fold forward, let your weights feel good. No surprises here, I promise. Bring the weights close to the earth, let the crown of your head hang toward the earth. Breathe in, breathe out, let the weights feel good. And then place the weights down by your sides. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Hands to prayer center, take a deep breath in. Let's do a little bit of balancing with our tree pose. Bend one knee, bring it to the side of the room. Bring the sole of that foot into the standing foundational leg. You can balance your foot as a kickstand on the ground. You can have a chair nearby. Place your foot wherever speaks to you. Just don't place the foot on the knee. Hands can be on your hips, prayer center. Time to tell you that positive statement, I am strong. Or grow your branches. Sway your branches. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Wiggle your fingers. Hands back to prayer center, knee to the front of the room. Let the foot come down. Other side, root into the other foundational leg. Open up the other leg. Bring the heel up toward the ankle of the foundational leg. Higher still or higher still. Push the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. Hands maybe on your hips to a chair. Prayer center, so many options. Do what speaks to you. I'm gonna grow my branches. Wiggle my little branches, my fingers. Focus. You're strong. Push the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. Hands back to prayer center, knee to the front of the room, foot meets foot. Deep breath in your extended mountain. And exhale, soften in the shoulders as you bring your hands to prayer center and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins, lengthen through your back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms sweep up, extended mountain. Right foot takes a big step forward. Hands can be on your hips. We're gonna do that warrior three pose. All right, I'm gonna put the weight into my right leg. Try that today. Put the weight into the right leg with a little bend in the knee. Maybe the back foot stays down most of the time and you're holding on here. Hold on to your hips or a chair or reach your arms long, letting the left leg lift and hold here. Bring your body into the shape of a capital letter T. Hands float back to your hips, left foot meets right. Come up to a big tall standing pose. Right foot steps back, so your left foot is now forward. Bring more weight onto your left foot. Gentleness in your left knee. Right foot dances a little on the back. Stay there. Try that. Maybe that's a real challenge today, and that's all you need to do. Maybe hinge more forward, bringing the leg up to about hip height. Arms can stay on the hips or arms can reach forward as you focus. Capital letter T. Hands back to your hips. Right foot meets left. Arms go high, extended mountain, baby back bend, hands to prayer center, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shin, back is flat. Exhale, hands plant on your mat, one chaturanga dandasana. Feet step back, hinge forward, high plank. You can take it on your knees if you want. Bend your elbows, hover above the earth. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tops of your feet are on your mat. Maybe you're on your knees, maybe not. And then hips go high, down dog. Pedal it out, heels are lifted. Press into your hands, tailbone is lifted. Bend your knees, hinge forward, bear plank. Shoulders are over your wrists, knees are hovering above the earth. Push the earth away. You are so strong. Don't quit, don't believe anything else. You are strong. Bring your knees down. Let's come on to our backs. Grab your eye shade and or your towel and bring it up near your shoulders so you can have that for final Shavasana. Bend your knees, come on back, maybe grab your weights too. Come on back all the way down to the ground. Knees are bent, bridge pose. We're gonna press into the soles of our feet and lift our hips up. Do it once or twice without the weights. And then let's add the weights to our hips. Kicks the game up a bit, doesn't it? So lift, push hard into your feet, lift your hips up and lower them down. It's up to you how you want to use the weights or no weights at all. Totally good. Breathe in, breathe out. When you're ready, keep the hips up with or without the weights and little teeny pulses here. I'm going to move my heels in a little closer toward my bottom and I'm going to pulse. Keeping my knees straight so my hips, my knees and my ankles are in a straight line. Breathe. Pulse. You got it. Strong bottom, strong glutes, strong hips, oh, strong core. Let's slowly release the spine one vertebra at a time as you come on down to your back. Extend your left leg long and hug your right knee in for your supine twist. Right knee's hugged in, left leg is long, heel on the mat, toes toward the shin. Hug the right knee in, good and strong. Think of bringing the right hip out and bring the knee up toward the armpit. Just a big stretch. Your arms are strong. We did a lot for the arms. Hug it in, good and tight. Use your arms as strong as you can get. Then bring the leg back, knee back to in line with the chest. Left hand takes the right knee across the midline of the body. Roll onto your left hip. Right arm tees out, your gaze goes right. Supine twist. Gaze goes back up to the sky as the right hip comes down to the ground. Right knee gets hugged in, right leg goes long. Left leg, drag it on up. Hug the left knee in. Right leg is long, it's so long, and the toes are drawn of the right leg are drawn up toward the shin so you can feel your calf on the mat. Send the toes more to the shin. Feel the lengthening in your right hip flexor while you hug this left knee in. Think of detaching the hip, bringing it out, and hug the left knee into the left armpit. Squeeze, tight arms. Bring the knee back to a natural position. The right hand touches the left knee, so you're crossing the midline of your body. Roll onto the right hip. The right hand encourages the left knee down. Doesn't have to go all the way down, you know, whatever feels good. But the big thing is keep your left shoulder down. Aha! Keep the left shoulder down on the earth. It helps to tee out the left arm and look over your left shoulder. There's how you get the biggest benefit of that twist. Breathe in, breathe out. You got it. When you're ready, left hip comes down, gaze goes back up, hug the left knee in one more time, circle the ankles. I don't think I did that on the other side, so we'll come back to that. Circle the ankle one way, then the other. Left leg goes long, bend the right leg, circle those ankles to the right, to the left. Legs go long on your mat. Strong core, lift your legs up, up, up to the sky, point your toes. Think of your feet as a ratchet, drawing the toes toward the shin in a dorsiflexion, pointing the toes in a plantar flexion, back and forth. Now think of it as a ratchet as you ratchet the legs on down slowly. One movement married with the movement of the ankles. A little down on the point maybe, and hold it as you flex. Point and flex, point and flex. Keep your tailbone plugged in. Whew, nice and strong, yes you are. Legs come down. When you're ready, happy baby. Left knee bends, right knee bends. Hug the knee toward the armpit. Rock a little bit from left to right. Hands come inside the calves, maybe work down toward inside the ankles, or maybe work to touch your heels. Scoop your heels up, hold on to your heels, draw your toes towards your shins, and happy baby pose here. One leg extends, then the other extends. Bend and extend. You got it. Let's finish. Release your hands. Legs come together, slowly lower them down, because you are in control of all that you do. Your choice, how you do it. Lower the legs, heels touch down, final Shavasana. Arms down by your sides, maybe cover your eyes with your towel or your eye shade. Arms down by your sides, palms face up, heels at the edges of your mat, pinky toes toward the earth. Breathe in, breathe out. You did it. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Deepen your breath and find peace in the stillness of this moment. Your body did a lot for you. You did a lot of different movements. It's time to recover and restore. Stay here as long as you like. You can hit pause on this video to allow you to take longer in your final Shavasana. And then when you're ready, just play it again, and you'll meet us right here, where we take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Start to bring motion into your fingertips and your toes. Then move that motion up into your wrists and your ankles as you circle them around and around. Inhale, reach high up overhead and take a big good morning stretch as if it were the first stretch of your day. Point your toes too. Really lengthen, stretch. When you're ready, exhale, bend your knees and your elbows, roll into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Use your low arms bicep as a pillow, soften in the top shoulder, eyes closed. Savor this breath, savor this moment. It'll never come again. Let it feel good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Make your way up to a comfortable seated position to say goodbye. And remember, your choice. Are you using your hands? That's fine, or not. But just be aware of how you're moving. All right, come to a seated position, hands to prayer center, lengthen up through the crown of your head. And exhale, soften up in the shoulders. and blink your eyes open. All right, you did it. 1 hour. You did some yoga, you did some Pilates, you did some barre, you did some weights. I hope you're feeling better. There's your downward facing dog. Great pose. Stress number. You took it in the beginning. What was it? And now what is it? That's the most important thing. Yoga feels good. I forgot to say hello to Stan, Liz, Lynn, Diane, Tyrone, Betty, Kelly, Rena, Liz, Rodney. Oh, it's good to see you guys. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Love you. See you on your mats tomorrow. Namaste. Bye-bye. Hey, how are you? You're a good girl. See ya. Congratulations. Good girl. You did it. 1 hour of yoga. You did it. You succeeded. I hope you're enjoying your yoga. It's doing wonders for your body. It really is. Every single day, come back, try it out, and enjoy it. Tell your friends about our yoga. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody, and we're on Facebook and YouTube. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. But whatever you do, show up, do your yoga, and enjoy your day.